What's up, guys? So you can see I got the four-wheeler, the quad up on the jacks here, and what I'm doing is I'm swapping shocks out. You can see this is bent at a pretty good angle, and I've been meaning to do this. I've already got the other side swapped out, but these are the what are they? The RFY, I believe, shocks. If you get on any of the Facebook groups or any of the Chinese ATV groups, you'll see a lot of people are using these, and they seem to be pretty decent shocks. So I bought two sets of these. Yeah, RFY. I bought two sets of these on eBay for it cost me about, I think it was right at $90 shipped. I sent the guy a message and said, hey, well, he had to make an offer. So I made him an offer on these, and he accepted them. I can put a link in the description. But swapping these things out is nothing too terrible. It's not real hard. The biggest thing that I've had an issue with is this comes with, there's shims in here. You can see there's two different sizes. This is considerably larger than the bolt that, here, I'll tell you what. Let's pull this out. The bolt in here you're going to need a 13 millimeter and a 14 millimeter socket. And this is really, I mean, you can swap these things out if you were only doing one four-wheeler real quick outside of the shim issue. And these, given that these are Chinese, this may not be, this may just be mine's having this problem. But if you got a tire, if you got a jack stand, just lift the front end up and you'll have no trouble getting these things out. But if you look here, boy. If you look here, you'll see. So this is the shim that comes installed in these shocks, at least mine did. And then the shim that you want is a much tighter fit. Now, I've already installed one. I bought two of these, and I've already installed one, and the problem was my shocks came with two extra shims, which doesn't really work because you need four shims. You need top and bottom. So what I did was I robbed the shims from each kit, put them on that four-wheeler, and then on this four-wheeler, on this quad, I made the shims. I've got a lathe, so that's kind of cheating for me. I made these shims. I just turned them down to the exact diameter that I wanted, and I made them work. If you don't have a lathe, and I'm sure most people don't, what you're going to want to do is go to like Lowe's or Home Depot. They'll have shims. They've got, you can buy these in that odd hardware section. They'll have some. Or what I would do is, if you're going to buy these on eBay, just make sure that they come with four shims. Say, hey, look. What I tried to do, this is the factory shock. This shim obviously works because that's what's been riding in it. But the problem that you get into there is that the bushing in the RFYs is too big. So when you push those out, this shim, the new shim, or the old shim, if you use the old shim in the new shock, it wallows around, wallows. I'm just kidding. I don't really speak like that, but it wallows around. So you don't want that. So if you're going to go about it that way, I would just make sure that the shock you buy has two sets of shims. Well, this one's on here right nice. Am I tightening that? Lefty loosey. She's not going anywhere. There we go. I guess there's some silence. Maybe I should vlog. What can I talk about? The Corona? Sick of the Corona. So that's the biggest issue, are the shims. My shock set came with one shim per shock. Look at that. Tell me how a 9-year-old girl does that. And the thing is, they were both like this. The right front on both of my kids' four-wheelers was tweaked like that. I don't know what happened there. Putting these things back in is no sweat. Nothing to it. Get it in the hole there. Just on the ground. Yep. So, just raise your jack up. Jack stand. Raise it up one more again. There we go. I should let that fall. Man, you know, the guys who make like high quality content on YouTube, not like this amateur hour stuff that I make, those guys really work for it. If you don't believe it, you should try making a YouTube video. All their camera angles and all that stuff, man. Those guys are doing work. The biggest problem is that when you start doing that, it's going to need a little tap. Well, if you just line up the bolt hole, you wouldn't need a tap, I guess. There we go. Maybe still just a little persuasion. But the guys who make these YouTube videos are really nice ones, and I give them credit because, man, the average project instantly takes like 3 or 4 times longer because they got to be camera angling and all that stuff. So appreciate those videos. All right, now we're going to do this. We're going to drop this down, and that should seat that into that hole right there. It's probably not even in the frame anymore, is it? That kind of. Oh, I'm struggling, son. That's what I get. Talk about how easy it is. That last one, I don't even think I broke a sweat. This is, I don't even know if this is YouTube worthy. Getting here. Holy smokes, fellas. We're YouTubing it. We're doing it live. There we go. I'm breathing heavy. I'm breathing heavy. All right. So now all you got to do is reverse that and you're done. And we'll see. We will see how durable these are. My kids will obviously test them out. And after a couple weeks, I'll report back. And if they've blown their seals or bent at a 90-degree angle, YouTube will be the first place that, well, second place that knows it. I'll know it. Kids will know it. So maybe third. I'm sure China's got the specs, the torque specs. I'm gonna do it just enough. I think we all know it feels nice and tight. All right. So that's all there is to it. I think I did this whole video without any editing, but I will edit in a shot maybe here in a second, or maybe I've already edited in, of an easy way to push these shims out. You just basically take a socket, your new shim, put it in a vise. And if you don't own a vise and you're doing stuff like this, just go buy a vise. Go get a vise. I mean, you can get a cheap one. Craigslist, Marketplace, find a cheap one. Go get a vise. But you just press it and you use mechanical advantage. You push that out and that one seats in and you're done. So there you go. New shocks. Alright, so the shocks are in, and I figured I might as well show at least what it looks like for a 200. I'm 227.8 as of this morning. So my kids aren't going to see anywhere near this much, but I might. Feels a lot better so far. So we'll see. I'll let them ride it, and I'll get back in touch with yous. All right then, thanks for watching.